For these sheets, I've acid etched them. I'll be showing parts of that later. Here I'm just dipping them into the copper 2 sulfate. There's no electricity needed here because the nobility of the steel is lower than that of the copper. The copper readily adheres to the plain steel plates. The steel plates have just been cleaned and washed. It literally takes just a second for the copper to adhere. Now for the actual plating of the tin, the voltage on the battery charger is just a little higher than I'd like. I find a lower voltage makes for a better plating solution. 3.14 volts will do just fine. This is just a wire I got from an old battery charger I don't use anymore. I'm connecting these two batteries, the 2C 1.5 volt batteries in series, just so that they add. Now when you're putting the tape on, you want to make sure that that you're aware of where the positive and negative ends are, so you know which end of the wire to connect to the cathode and anode. You can always test this by sticking both ends into the solution. The one that bubbles is definitely the positive. Just again to make sure that the connections are right, 3.14 volts. I connect the ends of the wires to the battery onto the electrodes that I'll be using. Now this first nameplate, all that black is just permanent marker. That's going to act as a resist to resist the plating. So I've colored over with permanent marker the copper that I don't want to be coated in tin. You can see immediately when I dip that anode into the when I dip the cathode into the water, the tin immediately starts to adhere to the area near the cathode. And I use that cathode as a paintbrush almost, just barely touching the surface, being careful not to actually touch the plate. If you touch the plate, of course, you create a short circuit and you'll make burn marks on your plate. After just a couple minutes brushing around, making sure that there's a decent coat of tin, I remove it. I use alcohol in the sink to wash away all the permanent marker. I do the same thing for the next two plates here. Now if I was using the battery charger, this would still work, but there would be a powdery residue that would wash off easily and it wouldn't be as bright. Now I didn't show it in the video, but in both of these solutions I used a brightener, typical sugar. Because the coating was coming out a little dull, a little grayish rather than shiny, I found that using just regular table salt creates a shinier, smoother coat. Not very much, just a few sprinkles, a few pinches. Gloria is a coworker of mine. She made me a painting, so I'm returning the favor. This is the result. My nephew Mason should be happy. Back's a little ugly. From plain steel to the electrocoated nameplate. Not too bad. Some of them came out kind of crappy. And Robbie the Robo Sapien. Thanks for watching.
This is gonna be a video.